Mary made that so because when I went to America, I wanted to study history. But one Monsignor there said, no, you study philosophy. That's when Mary was already directing. So, that's the way it is. That's the background for these apparitions. It's not something people can just dismiss with a wave of the hand, because it has too much root for anybody to uproot it. So that's what you people are doing. And I thank Bishop Camillus Archibald Tukudo, whom I know is a candidate from heaven. God uses him. If God is with you, who can be against you? Those, they will try, but they won't succeed. Without him, you people won't be coming here to record what Episcopal means bishop's commission. He made the commission. He appointed the people who came. So great credit goes to him. Otherwise, this whole thing, as Monsignor Keys said, this whole thing would have been swept away. Hold to the truth. That's the only thing. The salvation we have is truth. It doesn't care who tastes it. Once it's truth, accept it. Even if it's told by your enemy. But that's what people don't understand. Jesus has said it. Ego sum via veritas et vita. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. The implication is monumental. And how can you stumble on the truth? Against the truth, rather. So, we thank Bishop that has made this possible. And we thank you people that answered the call. Let me stop here because there's already so much. I didn't know I would go this far.
I'm Chief Dr. Mrs. Veronica Agip. I'm from Delta State. I'm a mother. I'm a teacher, a retired civil servant, a private businesswoman, a practicing Catholic. Mother Mary has done so much in my life. But the most astounding one is the miracle of the cure of supposedly breast cancer. This was far back in 2005. I woke up one morning to discover a lump in my breasts, which gave me great concern. I was very worried. I went to the hospital, to the Apollo clinic, to see my doctor then. Her name is Dr. Mrs. Rajaram of the Apollo clinic. And she said she suspected cancer of the breast. I also went to see my gynecologist, Professor John of Cancer Clinic, was with a teaching hospital. He also suspected and said it was breast cancer, and that all he had to do was to remove the lump. And for a woman to have lump in her breast and then that she were going to remove the lump in the breast, it gave me great concern. I was very worried. My husband was worried. My family was worried. We started praying. It was during this period, Monsignor just came to our parish, Allsaints Catholic Church, Rumueme, in Agip, and was telling us about the powers of the rosary. So I started praying the rosary. In the evenings, I came quietly to come and join the children who were in the block rosary to say the rosary. With this agony, this fear, and then the doctor said they have to send me to India to go and for surgery. While we were preparing to go to India for the surgery, I also called my sister in London to book an appointment for me because we are not facing one side now. I also went to see one of our Catholic doctors, too, Dr. Oko. He worshiped with the cathedral. And then he even told my husband that he had to live with cancer. That I should live with it. The fears, trying to calm my fears, but somehow deep down I just knew that with my faith in our Mother Mary, that cancer will go. So we started praying. And when I came to pray with the children in the block rosary, I had that peace, that calm. And I made a vow. I said, Lord, if you can cure me, I know you can. There's no doubting it. Give me that little faith, as little as a mustard seed. If you cure me of this cancer, then our church was still under construction. That the money I will use to go to either England or to India, I will put that into the building of the church. One morning I woke up, I felt my breast. The lump wasn't there. And then you see, it was joy, but joy accompanied with fear. I could not say it loud. I went to my husband, we were talking in whispers, even alone in the house. I said, I can't see this, I can't feel this lump again. He said, okay, let's just wait. After a week, I went back to see my doctor in the Apollo clinic. She also felt it and said the lump was not there. And they called another doctor, Dr. Fubara, to come and do a needle test, aspiration test. Did it and said there's nothing there. That joy, I had to run to Monsignor Professor Calford. Then he was living in the Bishop's Court in the town. I said, see my experience. He said, quickly write it down, because with all human beings, we'll forget. So I wrote it down, and we produced a small book we call the Rosary Miracle and the Discrimination. Then last year 2016, something just said to me. I was in England. Go back and find out if this lump is actually gone. So I went to the breast cancer unit in England. It's fantastic. Once you breast cancer, it's treated as an emergency. And when they did all the tests and wrote back and said there was no lump, there's no cancer. I came back, I was very happy. I brought the letter, I was singing. I said, let me come and show it to Monsignor Professor Tafo. I was singing joy in my heart. I go here and they said, the bishop has set up a commission to find out, to correlate all the miracles our mother have been doing in Allsaints Catholic Church, Rumueme, Agip, Port Harcourt. I said, this is the letter. I gave him the letter, the original copy, and he said I should give my testimony. Why should I hide when our Mother Mary has done such wonders for me? What am I trying to say in essence? Every practicing Catholic should say the rosary, even non-Catholics. Our mother have come not for only Catholics, for the world. And if you believe, if you have faith, you can be a beneficiary of our miracles, of our graces, because she's a mother of all. She's a mother of the world. She's a universal mother. It's not a mother restricted to Christians alone, even to non-Christians alike. That's why you see the power of the rosary. It doesn't have to be an expensive rosary. I've always told the people who care, buy the cheap one, even if it is 50 naira, 100 naira. It's the power that is associated with it. You don't have to wait to have a golden rosary or to have the one made with a special beads. The power is there, and this is the one I use. It's there. Please, the world should know it, that miracles are real. and they happen every day. That's my message. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I am Dr. Agip, textile lecturer, Department of Fine Arts and Design, University of Port Harcourt. I was very ill. I had a gallbladder issue, stones in my gallbladder. It was really painful, excruciating. It was at that point she came in, about 4, it was in the evening. I was not actually in the mood to see anybody because I was really in great pain. She came in and said she wants to pray. I know she's a Catholic. And I said, please, don't mention Mary's name, pray. I'm not against prayer. And she started to pray. And she started the prayers. I got to discover that, like I left my body. I found myself here, the front of, I don't know the name then, I said Grotto. The lid, there was an explosion. And the lid flew off and I saw this body just trying to move. It was amazing. I know it was like a trance, but you know, this figure came out, very white, like wedding gown. You know, came out and like a spaceship, wobbling. It was wobbling. I was moving. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. And moved to the church at the Kaduna. Just moved around the church. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. Then moved down to the same, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, then back and just entered the grotto quietly, as if nothing happened. And that was when she said amen. She concluded the prayer.
Okay.
So
she was
praying when this thing happened. So when she said amen, then I came to my body. Then I looked at her for some time. And I said, if I tell you what I saw, you will not believe. She said, what? And I narrated what I saw. It was like, it's a lie. Then I said, okay, listen. The lady is speaking now. Then she showed me this church. People were trooping out. That's too much prayers. And things were not working. So they were going to look for like salvation elsewhere. But I called her the lady then. Lady said, tell them to come back. That thing they are looking for outside is not there. That solution is in the house of God. That what the priest is doing is the right thing. So I told her this message. But I could see, she came to pray for me. But I was ill, very ill. I was not in charge because at the time this thing was happening, there was no pain in my body any longer. I was free. So I was in charge. But she was scared. I could see it all over. She was shaking. Then I asked her, what is your problem? You came to pray. And this is what I saw. Tell your priest. The spirit told me that she will not tell. That one has asked her to come back, head her ears, so that the punishment will be on her head. If she will not go and relate the message to the priest. And she did. And she left. When she left, I pondered over what happened. I said, Mary. What am I doing with Mary? She now said, Margaret, 2 hours before now, you say you want to die. I said, yes, I want to die. So now I was having a conversation with her, like a friend. I said, yeah, I want to die. I'm tired. Can't you see? I'm in pain. And nobody's doing anything. I've prayed and no prayer not answered. I'm in pain. I stay on that shower for 3 hours. I just be there, let the water cool the pain. So I'm tired, I want to die. He said, if you had died 2 hours ago, you will go to hell. I said, I won't go to hell. I'm a Christian. I pay my tithes, I pay my offering, I accept Jesus as my Lord and personal Savior. He said, okay, bring out your hands. I brought my hands out. He said, look at what I'm dropping in your hands. I saw a hat. That is the hat in your office, the hat. I saw the hat. So he said, I want to give you another hat. So there were two hats. One on the right, one on the left. So I concentrated on the one on the left. I was admiring it. Inside that hat, it's like shades of red with letter L-O-V-E radiating inside. Then he said, why are you not looking at the one at the right? I said, this one is more beautiful. He said, look at you. You said you want to go to heaven. The one on the right is your heart that you cannot look at. The one you are seeing now is the immaculate heart. And this is the heart that every Christian must possess to enter heaven. You say this is my heart? He said yes. I said it's not beautiful. He said that's why you cannot enter heaven. He said that's why you cannot enter heaven. I said okay. What can I do? He said check it. There are 3 black rings. 3 black rings. He said the first one represents unforgiveness, your daughter. He said you will never forgive her. I said yes. I justified it. Yes. I don't want to forgive her. She offended me. I'm human. I said I don't want to forgive her. Look at what she did. She laughed. He said second person, the second line, your friend, Ekane, she betrayed you. I said yes, a friend betrayed a friend. Must you go on with such a friend? I said no, I don't want to have anything to do with her. I said okay. The third ring, a Yoruba girl. Oh, I don't know what happened, but I didn't greet her. She doesn't greet me. I said, but that one is insignificant. A Yoruba girl, I don't have a relationship with her. He said she's human, created by God. I said okay. So what do you want me to do? He said she will bring these 3 people back to my life, so I'm going to make peace with them. I wasn't really ready for it. I was not ready for it. I want to be sincere. I said my daughter, she hurts me so much. I don't want to. And my friend, she betrayed me. So she now took me to the book of Matthew. He said, have you forgiven 70 times, 70 times? I said, no. This thing is, we are on earth. You know, there are things that govern the earth. He said, no, if you say you are a Christian, you should use the standard. You should use the Bible. Have you forgiven 70 times, 70 times? I tried to justify why I cannot forgive. But he said, no, you must forgive. That the truth is, it's unforgiveness that will take many Christians to hell. Unforgiveness. That is the major problem. He said, okay, now, she seek my permission because she will not do anything without you giving your consent. I said, okay, bring them. 1 hour later, my daughter that I've not seen for 1 year, she walked in. I said, no. She just walked in. Mommy, I had you ill and I came to say hello. I was just angry in my mind. Mary, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was just saying, what are you doing? He said, do it. You promised. Do it. So I asked her to come closer. I held her hands and I said, I've forgiven you. She said she didn't even know why she came. It was something like motivated that a force brought her. That she too, she lost me and shall be missing me. I said, okay, sorry for what happened. So that was settled. Then I said, what sort of human being is this? How can you say a thing within an hour? I just saw the manifestation of it. So the next day, I was in the bathroom. He said, are you prepared for the second visit? Or say I'm just telling you the truth. I was not actually prepared for it. It's not easy. Somebody you have not been, you're not been communicating with. All of a sudden, you want the person to come back. I was not ready. Then I said, your friend is coming, but I did not believe her. Within 30 minutes, I received a phone call. Hello, are you in the house? It was my friend. I said, Mary, what are you doing? What are you doing? I wanted to tell her I was not in the house. But like, you agreed, so do it. And I said, yes, I'm in the house. He said, I'm on my way. I said, where? He said, she's coming to my house. I said, okay. Then she came. And because of what happened, I just sat down. I don't know, maybe on the bed. I was supposed to, have my bath. I just sat down. I was confused. I was afraid. I didn't understand what was happening any longer. My daughter came, now my friend. Then the phone rang again. It was that. I didn't want to pick it. It got. The third time I picked it. He said, I'm at the front door. Hey! I said, what is this? What sort of scenario is this? Mary, what are you doing in my life? He said, go and open the door. You agreed. Didn't you? I said, yes. Reluctantly, I went to the door, opened the door. She was right in front of me, and I stretched forth my hands and said, I'm sorry. Say, whatever happened, I'm really sorry. We made up. So when I was seeing her, I saw her to the gate. I said, turn my back. I saw the Yoruba girl. I said, no, come on. My heart, I just started beating so fast. I said, what is this? What is this? And they were like, go and make peace with her. So I went to her, and she responded positively too. I was shocked. Then I asked myself, what was the need? There was actually no need to quarrel, because she responded well and greeted me respectfully, and that was it. So I came back, then I started having, because of what she did, and I respected her person, that somebody that is seeking for peace, and was giving me Bible passages. So I still wondering now that, is she really Antichrist? This Mary we hear about, if the thing she's teaching me, no malice, no bitterness, no divorce, she talked about abortion, no abortion, she talked about so many things. I said, but can someone that is associated with the devil, will they be saying these things and they are real? And she does not just say it, there are Bible passages to back up what she's saying. I sort of liked her and encouraged the visitation. So when I'm alone, we'll just be chatting. I loved it. She will give me a gift. I said, what gift? I want to know. So she will give me a rose flower. I will be the only rose flower in the grotto. And I said, if I get there, I don't see a rose flower, I will never believe in you again. I said, okay. So then I parked somewhere far, so nobody will notice I was coming. And I walked down here. And when I got there, I was just smiling, because it was the only rose flower there. Then I saw a woman, I said, please, this rose flower belongs to me. Can I pick it? She said, okay. Then I picked it. I took it home. They had delivered the message to the women. And I went back. The thing that I was having, it was a daily thing then. Because I was enjoying the visitation. I was enjoying the exposition. Everything. So the miracles, there are many. Because you will send me to individuals. Go and tell this, do this, do that. But the one that frightened me was one occasion. 5 o'clock in the morning. She woke me up. But I always see her as a magnificent person, charming, outstanding. But that day, she came as a warrior. A warrior. I was scared. I've never seen her like that. I always know her as a lady between 25, 24 years. Beautiful. Okay. But this day, she came and said, wake up, Margaret. She didn't ask my permission. This time, no permission. It was a command. Wake up. Follow me. I followed to somebody's house. I don't want to mention the person's name, because he's a member of this church. We got there and said, you prayed for employment for this person, and you'll be asking me why, because it's really my friend in this parish. So when I prayed, I expected Mary to answer my prayer. At least a friend from Allsaints. But for 1 year, there was no answer. So in her hand was a letter. So we went to this fellow's house. As we got there, she called the person's name 3 times. I said, Margaret, do you see? I have the letter. I cannot even hear his name because of unrighteousness. He's living in sin, so he's cut off. He said, darkness and light. Then I said, so what do you want to do now? she now stepped about 3 steps away, and she was going with the letter. So I knelt down, I interceded, I pleaded with her. I said, please, give me this letter, I beg you. I will talk to this person to repent. Please, he has been seeking for a job for 6 years. Please, this is an opportunity. He said she just wants me to understand that when we prayed, that she answered. But because of sin nature, he could not deliver the letter. So she left. And I was worried that, this loving woman too can equally be very angry. And when she's angry, she does not wear those beautiful golden dress or white wedding gown dresses. And she does just gray. It was gray. And and to God be the glory. When I explained to the boy, because immediately I woke up. Some minutes past, I went to the boy's house and I said, look at what happened. The boy repented and came to church. In fact, he has stopped coming to church. Came to church, and let's say after 2 weeks, he was invited for employment at Transamadi. So the truth is that there are very many. So let me stop. Thank you.
That's all. But the things are plenty. Most of the things that our lady have told her are plenty. So everything might not be on her head, but just that each time anything happens, I'll quickly write, because Monsignor encouraged me that I should write, because sometimes you forget. It was 2012. She asked me to get something from her in Lagos. So, but I've bought that thing, but I've not been able to go and give her. So that day I was just in the shop. I said, this thing, I've not gone to go and give doctor this thing. Let me go to her house and give her, and tell her that I bought the thing. Maybe if she has time, she will come to my shop and collect it. So, but when I got there, immediately I got to her house, she was just looking at me. So, why did you come to my house now? And I said, hold on. So why did you come to my house now? And I said, no, that she shouldn't be angry, that I've been back from Lagos since like 3 days and I bought what she sent me. That she shouldn't be angry that I've not been able to come and give her. That I just remember now, I said, let me come and give her. She shouldn't be angry. I was begging her. She said, no, it's not, don't tell me to not be angry, that she's not angry, that she's wondering why is this time, why did I come now? So I now said, I told her. So she now said, and I said, what's the problem? She now said, that if she tell me that our lady came today to see her in January 13th, that day was January 13th, 2012. So I'm getting to her house. Said our lady came to her. Is there any word like litany? Doctors asked me, after I apologized, she just said, I know. Please, is there any word like litany? I said, litany. I said, yes, there's a word like litany. She didn't, he said, is there any word like litany? She didn't pronounce it, but spelled it. Doctor didn't pronounce the word. She just said, is there any word like L-I-T-A-N? Is there any word like that? And I said, yes, litany. So I now called, I said, it's litany. So she now said, she took a pen and wrote down what she spelled, and it was what, I took a pen and wrote down the word, and it was litany. And I told her, yes, it's litany. I told her it is a common word in the Catholic Church, that it is titles that the church gives to Our Lady. And that there are many of such words, that once you say the rosary, at the end of the rosary, you say the litany to the Blessed Virgin Mary follows. I read out some of the litanies and explained it to her, and she was dumbfounded and started screaming. I was still wondering why the meaning of litany should cause so much shock to her when she finally spoke up and said, she started screaming. So she started screaming. To me, I was still wondering why she was screaming about the litany, because she has not told me what happened. She just said, is there anyone like L-I-T-N-Y? And I said, yes. So I explained what L-I-T-N-Y is. So, but when I told her, yes, there is a word, and I started screaming. She said she has not seen that kind of word. So I was still wondering, she has not heard it, I was still wondering why litany will cause so much shock to her when she finally spoke up and said, I now know why your call came in today, because I have decided not to call Monsignor to ask him if there is any word like litany. Maybe I will look stupid if there is a word like that, and she was telling me that if she didn't want to call Monsignor to ask, if Monsignor now said, yeah, there is a word like litany, she will look stupid to say, why the whole lecturer like you don't know litany. So she said that around 11 a.m. that morning that Our Lady came to her, and when Our Lady wanted to talk to her, she said no and started praying to the Holy Spirit and asking that if it is the will of the Holy Spirit for Mary to talk to her, then let it be done. But moments later, it looked like something gave way. She was praying to the Holy Spirit, that was what she told me. The moment later, like something gave way, and Our Lady started talking to her. And she heard Our Lady spelling a word, but she didn't understand. So Our Lady spelled the word again for her and made it possible for her to repeat the word, to repeat the spelling on her own. After spelling it, she told Our Lady that she has not heard that word before, nor know the meaning. But Our Lady didn't define the word for her. Instead, Our Lady just said to her, tell Monsignor Okafor to organize a service of litany. She was so confused, yet Our Lady didn't explain further, except just saying, it is time for celebration of the litany. I told her to call Monsignor, then she did. But before she called Monsignor, she was not still sure that there is a word like litany. So she decided to look for another Catholic around to confirm that there is a word like litany. So she sent her daughter to go and call Ben. So when he came, she asked him the same question, and Ben said yes, there is a word like litany. At that point, she quickly picked up her phone and called Monsignor.
Until 2012, when this thing happened, say go and tell Monsignor to conduct service of litany. So when I got the message, then I got the meaning that we have not been having reading of the Blessed Virgin Mary during the service from the bishop. So from that day, after I got this message from Margaret Ajibini, from Our Lady through Margaret Ajibini and her, we began to have litany during benediction. Up to now, that's what we now have because of that message. Litany of the Blessed Virgin Mary. You are members of this church. Isn't it what is happening? Since 2012, after God getting that message.
I want to tell you about the miracle of the broken gun and the arrest of the perpetrators. I'm Mrs. Elizabeth Agatha. I'm married to Major Barrister PSC Agatha. We are from Benue State. We are blessed with children and grandchildren, 13 grandchildren to be precise. We've been married for over 30 years. I am a registered nurse midwife and a member of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Counselators. I'm a Catholic, a confirmed Catholic, and I worship with Allsaints Catholic Church. And I'm being pastored by no other than Monsignor Professor Festus Okafor. In fact, he's coming to, will I say he's coming to my parish, or meeting him became, my spiritual life became so wide. I got to know so much about our Mother Mary. I got to know about our Lord and so many things. I became more active and my faith increased, like he always tells us. Faith. And he most time say it in Igbo. Okokwe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, but most times he will tell you
Okukwe, faith, and my miracle on the 4th of April 2013. We were blessed. Then we were blessed with a house, and Monsignor was the one who blessed that house. And when he came to bless that house, he even helped in position some of the pictures of Jesus and Mary. It was filled with, we had rosaries in almost all the rooms, in every room, everywhere. And when he walked in, he was pleased. And 2 years later, this happened. A gang of robbers came into our house while we were asleep. It should be around 2 a.m. and got into the house. They broke into the house and in fact, we were asleep and got to my room. I saw a boy walked into my room and put on the light. I was shocked. And immediately the boy started demanding for money. Where is the money? Where is the money? And I was like, there's no money. This is a mistaken house. There's no money here. We don't have money in the house. And he said, give me your jewelry, give me your gold, give me your this. So I opened my drawer and and at that point, I was in shock. I was angry. I was confused. All this in one person. And my anger was, immediately I stood up to walk towards my drawer and the rosary was hung on the wall, and my face was towards it, and I was like, oh mother, how will you allow this? How can this happen? In a house that was blessed by Monsignor. How? Why? That was just what was running in my head. And then the boy now drew my attention and said, where is it? I said, oh, it's there. Take all. And the next thing, where about my family, my children, my husband, my grandchildren, because they came visiting. And after he finished ransacking my room and taking all he needed to take, he now said, oh, move, come. So I came and walked to the passage, and they were now bringing all of us together. And then this other two now walked holding a gun, and he said, how can we come to such a fine house and there's no money? You said there's no money. I said there's no. So the other boy said, for that we'll waste you, we'll kill you. Oh yeah, shoot him. So he was setting the gun. The other came, took the gun from him, and he said, give me the gun, and took the gun, pointed at me, and in a position to shoot. When I saw the seriousness in his face, my daughter now ran and came and said, please, don't kill my mother, please. So at that point, I just went on my knees, and all I could just say at that point was, oh God, this is how I will die. And then I shoved my daughter with my right hand, and she should go away so that the bullet will not also hit her. So I said, go away, just go away. And I bowed my head to the ground. After some minutes, I wasn't hearing anything. They were just, it was, I don't know what he was doing with the gun. So the other one now said, what is it? You know they shoot. Then he opened it, and he was trying to open, I don't know. And the next thing I heard was, like something was broken. Oh, then I now opened my eye, raised up my head, and I opened my eye to look at them. Wow. I noticed the gun was broken. Then he said, what happened? The other boy now asked him, the other thief asked his mate, what happened? He said, this gun don't break, it don't break. He said, it don't break. The boy, the other one got angry. He was holding a knife and charged towards me like he was coming to stab me with the knife. So immediately he got to me. He now turned. I don't know. All I know was I had a big knock on my head, and I could feel it was hand and not a knife. So probably he turned the knife up to the back and gave me a blow on my head. So and then he went back to his friend. Then I touched my head. I noticed there was no blood. I won't tell you, at that point, I was more of a charged lion. I was like, I don't know who I was. All I know was that I just stood up on my feet and I was just running about. My husband was in a confused state. He was just confused. I would say he was in a state of shock, not confused. He was in a state of shock, to be precise. And then he was shouting at me, come back, come back. No, because my son was shouting, Anima, come back, come back. I don't know. So they now seized, when they saw the way I was running, they now seized my daughter, the one trying to protect, begging for them not to shoot me. They now seized her and took her outside. Went with them and locked us inside. So I went to the door, shaking it for them to open the door. Then I ran to the other room to see what they were going to do with my daughter. And I noticed they took her to the gate, and there at that point they had this they were now quarreling within themselves. One said, leave her, and she said, small girl, let her go. The other one said, no, say, leave her, let her go, leave her. So immediately they left her, and she came, opened the door, and came into the room. Oh, I was so happy. And then I locked the door. Then my husband, now, they took all our phone, but he had a spare phone. So he quickly went and he saw the phone, used it to call friends and told them, we have been robbed. So the friends now called the police. And the police now, were asked, I think they got to know where our house was, and probably for them to come to the house. So while we were waiting, if one of the friends now called us and said, come. The police said they've caught the thieves. Go to Ada George police station, because we're in Port Harcourt. Go to Ada George police station. They've caught some of the thieves. Go and see if these were the boys that robbed you. So immediately my husband and my son that was around too, he now drove and we went to the police station at Ada George. And when we got there, immediately the first thing I saw was the gun, because it was placed on the counter. And I said, oh, look at this gun, look at the gun. Yes, it was this gun they wanted to use in shooting me. Is this gun? So the policeman now turned and said, madam, I said, yes. He said, okay, are you the one? Because it was like the thieves have already told the story, I don't know. So are you the one they said they wanted to shoot and the gun got broken? I said, yes, it is me. So then I've not even seen the thieves they have, caught and kept there. I said, yes, it is me. He said, yes, we caught this thief and he was still holding this gun. I said, So some of the policemen came and said, madam, do you have Odeshi something in your body? I said, Odeshi. I don't have anything, no. It's Jesus and Mary that have saved me. Honestly. And that is the truth. They have saved me. And I want to at this point thank our mother Mary. Because probably she saw my anger and I was really angry. I don't know what would have happened because the way I was looking at the rosary and I was very angry. I don't know what would have happened. And this, she now, I'll call this a miracle. She now made it to happen. So that I'm happy, and it increased my faith. Because I know what was going on within me at that point. So I want to tell everybody, like Monsignor will say, with faith, I bet you there is nothing beyond the limits of our Mother Mary. Thank you very much, and I'm grateful, and I'll continue to pray and pray for every other person. Thank you.
My name is Jude Asidechi. I have a testimony of what the Lord and our Blessed Virgin Mary did for us, my entire family. On the 9th of September 2004, we traveled to my village, Ogwashiku in Delta State, for the burial of my uncle, Mr. Obianoa Anibata, The journey to my village was smooth. But when we got to the village, the Obiano Anebata, the late uncle, was not a Christian. His burial was accorded full traditional rite. So the wake-keep was on the 10th, and the burial was on the 11th. On the 12th, which was Sunday, all that came for the burial started going back to their various destinations. But I told my family that we should have a rest so that we can go the next day, being on the 13th. But something very remarkable happened on the 12th night. At about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I woke up. I began to hear the cry of a child, which was coming persistently without stopping. And that cry continued coming up stronger and stronger and stronger. I took interest. I said, where is this cry coming from? Does it mean that the mother of this child does not know that it is night to hold the child? Or does it mean that the child is sick? And that cry was coming from my father's house. So I decided to go down to know exactly why a child should be crying for over 2 hours without stopping, and it was coming stronger and stronger. Behold, when I moved and peeped through the fan light of the building, because where I was an upstairs, through the fan light looking down on my father's house, it was now discovered that what was crying was a dog, like human being. I could not believe it. I stood terrified, watching the dog running around the circle in the compound of my father. Fear gripped me. I said, this is unbelievable. I never had things like this since I was born. I went back and took my rosary and began to say my rosary. That night, I said 20 decades of the rosary. My family were all asleep, but I was reluctant to wake my wife because I know she was so tired because of the running around of the burial, because women are more involved because of the cooking and all these things. I decided not to wake her up so that she can have good rest. So after saying my rosary, I say other prayers. I was resting the rosary and the Bible on my chest, and sleep took me at about 4 o'clock in the morning. Even when, as I was saying this, the dog was still crying. So, in the morning hours, I called my family and began to narrate this evil experience. But they did not pay much attention. And I told them, okay, we are to go back that same morning, but I will take my vehicle out to go and certify if the vehicle is in order to go. I took my vehicle to a close-by mechanic whom I know and told him that I want to go back. I want him to drive the vehicle and see if there is any noise anywhere. If there is none, let him certify that the vehicle is in good order for us to use. The mechanic, after checking everything, said, Oga, nothing they do your motor, you can go. You can even go to Kaduna. I said, thank you very much. I came back and told my family, let's go.